Welcome back to my channel. I am Adorkable Rachel, and it's time once again for another episode of Rachel Reacts! So, I really do not think that I would be doing a reaction to this particular trailer if little Rachel had a normal childhood. Because the thing is, when I was growing up, I freaking loved Captain Underpants books. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure I read and collected all the ones that were available until I was old enough to pay attention to more important things like boys and Pokemon. And looking back on it, I don't remember much about it, but when I think about it, I just remember that it made me happy, and that's about it. Basically, it's about these two boys, I don't remember their names, but they make these comic books, their own, that they draw themselves, and they like sell them on the playground, and they're of a superhero called Captain Underpants. Well, one day they happen to get a hypnotizing ring. Don't ask. And one day they use it on their mean, balding, middle-aged principal. I don't know what his name was either, but basically they hypnotize him so that whenever someone snaps their fingers, he turns into Captain Underpants. And then every single book is like a different adventure with different weird, kid-friendly, but really potty humor type monsters. It was amazing. Which is weird because even when I was a kid, I didn't normally like really stupid childish humor, but I just really thought it was hilarious and I loved it. I ate that shit up so much when I was a kid. I love it. In fact, these kids who created their own comics, I'm pretty sure that that's actually what got me started on making my own comics, because I definitely would draw these like really insanely amateurish comics when I was a kid, and then I would like staple the pages together, and I definitely didn't like make a ton of copies and try to sell them on the playground, but for a while I was convinced that this was what I was gonna do. Even when I got to high school, I was sure that one day I was gonna go to art school and I was gonna create comics like in Japan or something. Obviously that didn't happen. My interests went in another direction, and since this is the book series that started me on a 10-year journey of wanting to be a comic book artist, I cannot help but be a little bit excited for this movie. And it will be really interesting to see what they do as far as a movie, because first of all, this came out 20 years ago, so this isn't like anything new. I always thought, if anything, this should be a TV show. I mean, not only are the character designs insanely simple, but there's a lot of different adventures, and it just feels like, you know, have a different random villain per episode or some weird adventure. Like, this could definitely work as a TV series. And I mean, it's DreamWorks. DreamWorks makes a lot of TV shows, especially for Netflix. But I guess the series was so popular even to this day that they were just like, yeah, we could totally make a movie out of this. And I'm not surprised that they would think that, because you got a middle-aged balding man in his underpants being a superhero, and there's potty humor galore, so what more could kids want? Also, Ed Helms is voicing Captain Underpants, so I cannot help but be amused. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the very first trailer for Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Make my nostalgia come to life, damn it.
Hi, I'm Kevin Hart.
And I'm Ed Helms.
Oh, hi Ed Helms and Kevin Hart.
Our new movie, DreamWorks' Captain Underpants. It's the story of a superhero. I take that back, because he's barely a superhero.
He's absolutely a superhero, Captain Underpants.
Ed, he doesn't
I love how into it they are. Oh my gosh, I've already got the giggles.
Yes, it does. You know, I'm not gonna argue with you. Why don't you guys decide for yourselves by watching the sneak peek of DreamWorks' Captain Underpants?
The superhero.
It's not a superhero.
It's totally
Tomato, tomato. What is happening right now?
I don't know. Let's try and leave and see what happens.
Okay, they're totally voiced by adults, and I love actually that's very like, it's like the Peanuts animation.
From the studio that brought you Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and Madagascar.
Hi, I'm George Beard, and this is my best friend Harold Hutchins.
We just make comics and try to make each other laugh.
And this old guy is Mr. Kroll.
George, Harold!
He's the worst principal in the world.
Ever since you attended this
Oh my
you've been
gosh.
responsible for one prank after another.
Yep, the animation is a lot quicker than I imagined it to be when I was younger.
I told you I would get you
No, not crop shades, come on!
placed in separate classes. We're going to annihilate your friendship.
George, do something.
Put the pin down, Mr. Krupp, or we'll hypnotize you.
Oh my gosh, that's Kevin Hart.
When I snap my fingers, you will obey our every command. You are now the amazing Captain Underpants!
Tra-la-la.
I honestly didn't think that would happen.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is coming to life.
Why?
Oh!
What Why, thank you, vehicle person.
Yep, we should probably go get him.
Their greatest creation
Captain Underpants, you can't actually fly!
You created a monster!
Like an ostrich.
Wow, he is super dumb.
is now their biggest problem.
Stand down, you monster! Tra-la-la! I think I'm starting to tire him out!
Okay, but where's the villains? The silly villains.
Cool new teacher, not some scary guy with a
Oh, there we
secret
go.
agenda.
Guys, I totally got this. Yeah, totally, he's got it.
Kevin Hart, Ed Helms, Thomas Middleditch, Nick Kroll.
When it's cut all together like that, you really get a sense of the scope.
DreamWorks, Captain Underpants.
Poor soul, you're trapped in some sort of invisible box-like prison.
Is it okay that I'm kind of loving this?
Yes and no.
I will
Me
set you
too.
free.
Oh, but mostly yes.
Wow.
I honestly didn't think that would happen.
Okay, so first impression, I can tell they tried really hard to drive really quick animation into some really simple designs. Like I said, why is this not a TV show, guys? Maybe I'm biased, but I feel like when you think like really big epic animation, you think like, you know, stuff that could have like a lot more design to it and a lot more like flow to it. I'm not completely against this, especially because I love the Peanuts movie, because actually at first looking at this, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Not the same studio, but it just has a very similar look to it. It is insanely obvious though that adults are playing the kids. I'm sure that's what they were going for. Maybe that makes it feel just a little bit more mature. Plus, of course, the adults will enjoy it a little more knowing that their favorite comedians are doing the voices of these characters. I've said this before, quite often nowadays animation is very quick for it to get the laughs from kids and to keep their attention, and that does make sense for something like this, even though, like I said, when I was younger I always imagined the animation being a lot smoother and a lot slower, and maybe if this was 20 years ago that's how they would have animated it. But for what it is, I am actually really interested to see what they do with this. And even though I think this could work better as a TV show, it did say the first epic movie, so maybe there's gonna be more. That would be insanely silly though, because I admit I love Captain Underpants. I loved it when I was a kid, but this still just seems so insanely like out of movie territory, so I really don't know how I feel about it being a movie. But again, it looks funny, the cast looks great, and the animation looks really fun, even though, again, it's really simple and the character designs are, you know, not very complicated. I can imagine if you're a kid reading the books and you see this trailer for the first time that you would be pretty amazed by it. Well, it's coming out in a couple months, so I definitely would love to go see this movie and review it and to see if it really makes my nostalgia happy. Also, if you guys want to watch the trailer, I will put the link in the description below. But now I want to know, what did you guys think of this trailer? Do you think that this is going to be a good adaptation for what the books were going for? Or does this look just way too silly and stupid for you? Because believe me, I wouldn't blame you if you thought so, but me personally, I'm excited. Well, go ahead and leave your comments below. Be sure to like and share, and if you're new and like what you saw here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to hit the little bell button down there to get notified when new stuff comes up, because I make new videos here every week. Bye, Adorkable buddies. I'll see you soon.